Hello everybody and welcome to day number 11 of our 15 days on board the Marella Voyager. Now today was a day at sea and I think it was a very well needed day at sea, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, considering it was day 2 when we had the last day at sea, so 8 different islands we've done on the trot. So,
That's a hell of a lot.
it's been brilliant,
But
but
obviously day at
tiring.
sea means we get to have a little lie-in. So we had a lie-in and we had our breakfast today at the Vista restaurant. And I know that today was a special day for Mike because he tried a speciality dish, didn't you, Michael?
Yeah, because the previous week I'd missed what I really wanted to try. So I decided to have something off the specials. I had the corned beef hash with a fried egg on top.
It looked very nice. And may I just quickly add, one of our friends also had the special quite a lot. He had the pancake stack, didn't he?
Yeah, I will say though, I was a bit gluttonous.
Wow,
Gluttonous, is that the right word?
that means you had too much. What did you have?
I had a breakfast with it as well. So I had my normal breakfast and I had that as a side dish.
You fat
But it was lovely.
Well, I can't really throw stones because we had two lamb dinners the other night before. So do you know what I mean? But anyway, moving on. Today we had our breakfast and today was a day to sort of get things back on track. So looking at the cruise news and trying to find out what we're going to do for the day. What did we do on our second day at sea? Well, Michael, over to you with the cruise news.
Well, the thing is, obviously, as you know, you get your cruise news delivered to your cabin every night. And I would say, take a look through it when you've got a sea day, because I don't think we followed our own advice. Because I have looked at the activities in this, and there were things that I would love to have done that I didn't know about, such as meeting the captain. Now, Captain Derek, we've already said, was a bit of a character. Well, there was a meet with him where you could talk to him, but also it was meet the cast from the shows, and we love the shows. And there was a meet the cast in the I don't know where it was in Squid and Anchor.
It's a shame, really, because we would love to have a couple of questions with the cast.
You could have gone to the knitting club.
That's what he really wanted to say he missed out on. The knitting club.
Yeah, there's a knit. You can go and knit with fellow knitters. You can learn to dance, line dance. There is so much in there. And we did not look. And we missed out.
We did big time. As you can tell, we were absolutely gutted that we missed out on things like the knitting club. And the wine tasting you didn't mention, the wine tasting as well, which I would have probably loved that. But anyway, moving on.
What was that supposed to be?
That was meant to be a hiccup. But anyway, moving on. Today, I love sea days because they give me a chance to sort of explore the ship. Now, we only had one sea day so far, so we didn't really get a massive chance to look on the ship. But second sea day meant that we had time to walk around, film, and actually discover some of the part of the ship we didn't see.
Yeah, so let's show you some of the areas that we haven't really looked at yet. So should we start with the gym?
Yes, let's do that.
And what do we say to ourselves that we're going to do every time we go on a cruise?
Every morning, up in that gym, a good hour session to burn off all the food from the night before. Never happened once. Not once did I go to that gym. I actually think I'm more unhealthy now than I was before I went on that cruise.
But in fairness, it did look a good gym. There was plenty there.
In fairness, it looked a better gym than the Discovery ship. It was bigger. There was more facilities. The only thing I didn't like about it, Mick, was the fact that there was nowhere to have a shower.
Yeah, that's true, because it was very different from Discovery 2, where you could use the shower. It was in the Ocean Spa, and you weren't allowed to use it.
Nope.
Unless you paid.
So if you're like me and you like to have a shower after the gym, then unfortunately the only option for you is to go back to your room, unless you paid for that special pass for the spa.
Yeah.
Downstairs. But anyway, by the side of that, you've also got other things on that sort of deck area, like the casino.
Yeah, the casino. We didn't use that much, apart from maybe because you lost 20 quid in about 5 seconds.
I did, but I remember having a walk on that day. They had a poker tournament going on. So there are things that would have been in the cruise news that we didn't know, like poker lessons, poker tournaments, and also things.
You could go and put your poker face on.
You can, and I think that's free, that one. I don't think that's a monetary thing. So it's almost like just a games day as such.
But what was there in the casino?
So there was blackjack, there was gamblers, there was craps. I'm sure there was craps.
Roulette.
Roulette.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why didn't you spend? You might have been more lucky on roulette.
Yeah, because I thought
instead of
I thought I
blackjack.
knew what to do on blackjack, and I failed.
Well,
very
we
quickly.
never spent anything else in there, did we?
No, we didn't.
That,
But anyway,
that was a lesson learned.
we need to forget about those memories because they were bad ones. And let's move on to the snack shack.
Yeah, snack shack. We didn't use the snack shack much, though, did we?
I personally didn't like it as much as I did on Discovery.
No, because you can get literally it's to serve the pool area, isn't it? And it's very simple just to go up there and you can get things like fish and chips, which I do like. But it's a very small portion. And also you can get burgers, can't you? And simple quick food.
You can. And I'm going to be honest, I actually preferred the grab and go side to the snack shack on this over the Discovery. But what I didn't like was I didn't like the grill. I thought the food tasted quite cheap from there, but it was also right next to the kitchens, which is constantly open. So if you wanted a snack, you could just go to the kitchens and get something a bit better. Whereas on Discovery, they were separate. So for me, it wasn't a good placement.
No, and I mean, it was good. What I did find is they did keep the fridges well stocked this time.
This one, yeah.
So there was never an issue in finding a sandwich or a roll, or cookies were always available there.
Oh, and don't our friends know about the cookies and brownies because they were little gluttonous pigs with those. They were always bloody nicking them for their rooms. But they loved them. They loved them to bits. So why not? It's free. It's all-inclusive. Yeah. So, you're there to indulge, aren't you?
Somewhere you can try.
So on deck 5 and 6, you've also got the Flutes bar, which is a bar that we didn't use, but we knew quite a bit about it. And it's designed to be an almost pre-show, pre-dinner champagne bar or Prosecco bar that has almost like this gimmick of you touch a button and they bring you more. Or...
It was quite stylish, though. It was a nice to look at.
Yeah.
But what I found strange was it was over 2 floors, so it was on deck 5 and 6. But you couldn't walk past Flutes.
No,
you had to go up one to carry on along deck 6.
It was because, if I'm not mistaken, the specialty restaurants down there were behind it. So it was blocked off. Yeah. So on 5, there was no continuity through the ship on each floor. So you had to go up and down and all sorts. And a lot of people have moaned about that, and me personally as well, because it's very difficult to navigate when you don't really know where you're going. No. But Flutes, 5 and 6, if you want a pre-dinner drink or even post-dinner drink, to be fair, it's a great location. It's got a piano. It's like a piano bar vibe going on.
They had the pianist playing there quite often. We'd walk by and one of the pianists would be playing. I have to say that we based ourselves there on the last day, but we'll talk more about that. But the seats were comfy there.
Comfy chairs to sleep.
Yeah, it was. Sleep. So maybe we should have given it a go.
Maybe. Also, we were very lucky to be able to have entry into the theatre when there was nobody there. And Michael, as well as myself, had a little bit of a film there. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I love I'd live in the theatre if I could. And my thespian side came out. So I managed to get on the stage. I don't know whether I should have done.
I managed to get on the stage as well. And I started to sing really loud to look over to my right and someone was lying on the chairs. But like I said to you before, if you got it, flaunt it. So I did.
But it was nice to get up on that stage and look out and see how it is from the performer's
their perspective
point of view.
Yeah.
And also, I went up the back and I managed to get a good view inside the sound and lighting room.
It's very complex as well. And if I'm not mistaken, that stage is so much bigger than Discovery.
Yeah, I don't think you realise how much there is to control with the way of lighting. But it's a lovely theatre, isn't it?
But I think because of that lighting and sound and the size of the stage, they could do much better performance with much better staging.
Yeah, I have to say, I think Marella, for the size of their cast, because I think it's normally about 12 in the show cast. Sometimes they'll have extra performers on. But it is a really big stage, and I think they could expand their shows even further.
They so could. But what they did do was fantastic.
Oh, yeah, they staged some really good entertainment.
And I just want to put a quick shout out to Scott. If he's watching, Scott, as the director.
And Chloe, assistant director.
Chloe, yeah. You guys did a fantastic job on that ship. You made our stay so good. As all the cast, you were all fantastic. So
and lovely people as well. Always happy to chat with you around the ship. Always smiling. So yeah, they're brilliant, and the show team as well.
Awesome, all of you.
All the entertainment team on there, absolutely brilliant. So
thank you for that one.
To them.
with us in our party, we had a real film buff, and I mean somebody that knows everything about every film.
You can talk.
Yeah.
Marvel.
So I'd sold the outdoor cinema experience to him, hoping it would be fantastic. But unfortunately, I didn't like it because you've got to sit side on of the pool, and then you've got these railings in the way of the film. So
yeah, it wasn't a good view.
Wasn't as good as Discovery 2
No.
or Discovery is so much better to lay out on deck with popcorn and watch a film. But also they've got the interior cinema as well.
Yeah.
Which I was a little bit like this about.
I was like this. We didn't go at all, did we? We put our heads in and had a look round, as you're seeing now. But I don't know, I just felt like the screen was a little bit
Too
small.
And if you're far back, you haven't really got a great view. It wasn't on a high enough elevation for me, so you're going to see the back of someone's head. But it was nice that they had
it's a nice addition that they have got on that ship.
It is.
You know, a lot of people will enjoy it.
But do you know what they were really lacking? It would have been really good if they'd have had, like, in the corner, like an old-fashioned sort of like sweets and popcorn sort of like
I thought you were going to say an usherette with ice cream.
That'd be even better. But Monica played the usherette.
Remember the tubs?
Yeah, I do, with little ice cream.
Yeah, she could have been in there, couldn't she?
Great, yeah. But anyway, moving on. After we'd finished looking round, we tended to do other little activities. So there was two in particular that we did. Mike, do you want to tell them what we did?
Yeah, we love the mini golf, and we were excited to go and try it on Voyager because we used to play every day on
day
Discovery.
And night, drunk, sober, windy, hurricane, whatever we were playing.
So we found the mini golf, and you see, the first thing that sort of worried me. On Discovery 2, you've got a lovely big board with I got a hole in one that you could have a picture in front of. That wasn't there at this one. So it tended to suggest to me that you probably weren't going to get many holes in ones. No. And then, of course, the course, I mean, it had some nice touches with the sea animals, but it just seemed like it was just put in a corner and it was totally unplayable.
It was a thumbs down from me.
Yeah, it was like you'd hit your shot and there was no way you were going to get it near the hole. And if it went up against the roping at the side, you couldn't even hit it.
No, you couldn't get close to it.
And so it just became really frustrating.
It wasn't even mini golf. It was just a tiny little strip.
And then remember, there were 2 holes tucked away separately
underneath, yeah.
And we'd missed those initially because we didn't realise they were there.
But you've got to look at the bigger picture here. The reason why that was because that whole back area was designed so the roof could fold back. However, we have a funny suspicion that roof doesn't work because you've got this amazing feature to sit in the glass house. Is it called the glass house? The summer house. The summer house, and have the roof open at night time, but it never does, and that's because I don't think the roof actually works anymore. So you've lost all of that space to something that doesn't even work.
Yeah, it's a shame. But the golf was a big disappointment, and I don't think we played it.
We didn't. And can I just quickly ask, on the opposite side of that roof, you had a small little basketball stroke 5-a-side football pitch, which wasn't that big, and it wasn't well used at all.
No, I mean, there weren't many kids on this cruise, but I can't see that it was even big enough for kids to have a play with.
But obviously the ship offers a lot of other different facilities and tasks, and one of which was Mike and ours favourite on the Discovery. Do you want to know? One Discovery, it was the celebrity ship. Do you want to tell them what it was?
Yeah, it was years ago, and I loved deck shuffleboard.
Me too.
And we saw it on Discovery, but there was never equipment available, and people would have their sun beds over them. So it was like they weren't there to be used, even though the markings were there. And it was the same on the Voyager. They were there, the markings, and it was obviously something that you should be able to use, but there's never any equipment, and so we've never gone. I would love to know what happens. So if you are going on the Voyager, please go and find out what happens if you go and ask a member of staff for the shuffleboard to play on the deck.
Yeah, it's almost like that tradition's been lost.
Yeah, it's a great game.
They've counteracted that with something else, haven't they? Something smaller that is quite enjoyable, but it's not as good.
Yeah, they've got 2 indoor ones. It's a bit like the air hockey, isn't it? So you slide your things along, but it was a bit hit and miss on the speed, wasn't it?
Yeah, like one table was really heavy, one was really lighter. You just couldn't get a good grasp for it.
It was good. It was good fun for passing a few moments.
So we won't talk too much about all that sort of stuff, and we'll move quickly on to lunch. Lunch again, was that held at Latitudes?
Yeah, we hadn't really done Latitudes for lunch, so
No,
it was a good, with not being in a hurry to be anywhere or go anywhere, it was a good opportunity to try Latitudes, and we were quite impressed, weren't we?
I enjoyed it. I had pulled pork with stuffing and gravy and applesauce and chips, and for dessert, I think I had a apricot and what was that? What else was in it? Apricot.
Crumble?
Yeah, it was like an apricot crumble. It was,
Was
really
it with
nice.
ice cream or custard, though?
It was with ice cream. Always with ice cream for me. And what did you have?
I had the pulled pork. I mean, it was really nice. It was a good menu. But I had pulled pork as well. And it had sage and onion stuffing and crackling and applesauce.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. And a side serving of French fries. And then, of course, for pudding, I had Black Forest Scatter, which was really nice.
Yummy.
So a big thumbs up for, lunch at Latitude.
So after lunch, we went to do something that we've been looking forward to because we loved the heist and the lock-in, and that was the murder mystery.
This has been a murder!
And if I'm not mistaken, the murder mystery started. What time was it started in the atrium?
1 p.m. in the atrium.
1 p.m. Yep. And go on, tell us about it.
Well, I just have to say it's something brand new that we haven't experienced. And so I think it's a brilliant idea because that can be rolled out easily across all of the ships because all they need is a few performers.
But can I just say they need performers like the three that did the heist and the thing because they were those that did it and they were fantastic.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. I mean, I love George, Monica and Luke, and I just don't quite think it knew what to be. I think it needs a little bit of tweaking to get it right. Because if I remember right, somebody went with a notepad and pencil. I think Dave,
that was me.
I think Dave wanted to play Poirot for the afternoon.
I wrote down every single detail like that, and in the end, it meant nothing. So, obviously, in a nutshell, you start at one place, you work around the ship in a group, and it's meant to be fun and comedic, isn't it?
Yeah, I have to say that there was way more people go and see it than I thought.
There's a lot.
There was at least 50 to 70 people, something like that.
But it was fun.
Oh, it was fun, and there was different characters, and they played them really well. But it just was a little bit light-hearted, and I think it would have been nice to have had a bit of comedy, but a lot more serious, and I think it just needs the storyline thinking out a little bit better.
But as not to give anything away,
no, we won't.
Moving on to our evening meal, which was at the Silverfork. Now, we're not going to do too much talking about this because obviously there is a video that will be posted at the end.
Yeah,
but
we'll put the link above.
But my experience at the Silverfork, as you probably well know, was it was amazing. It's well worth how much was it?
It was £36.95.
I think that's really worth it.
Well, it's the most expensive specialty dining on the Voyager, and I think it's fully justified. It is, it's British, but it's a take on British food, British classics, and they've done it with a little twist.
A lot of deconstruction, a lot of twists and then turns.
But I have to say, I agree with you. Watch the video above. But the food was brilliant. It was probably one of my favourite meals of the whole cruise. So beautiful place, definitely go.
So you're probably all wondering, what was the show tonight? Well, it was the one that we missed on the first week, and it was the Christmas show.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen this one before, and nothing really has much changed from the Discovery to.
No, I don't know what period they have it on. I would imagine most of December it's on, but it was a short show. It's only about 30 minutes long. If you want to get involved and actually perform on the stage, then they have a passenger choir, and I think they advertise rehearsals for it, and you can actually go up on the stage and sing a couple of songs.
We were going to do it. We were going to surprise our friends and just get up on stage and start singing. But
I'd have loved it because you've already know I want to be on the stage.
Born to be on the stage, Jim. But we didn't do it. But I'm sort of glad we didn't do it because I'm not a fan of the hymns that the Christmas carols that they chose.
Yeah, I have to say, I find the show really disappointing. It's 30 minutes long. It's too short, and there's just not enough in it.
There's not. But it doesn't mean you're not going to enjoy it.
No, they do a very funny 12 Days of Christmas, but I just think they could do panto sketches and little bits out of panto.
Yeah, because Scott, the cruise director, played the pantomime dame, and he was really good. So I wish they'd have developed something around
they could have done a
him being the dame.
Panto sketches.
So if you're thinking of watching the show, don't skip it. You might enjoy it. Should we show them a little medley? Let's have a medley.
Santa buddy, slip a Rolex under the tree for me. I've been a naughty good boy.
So here it is. Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun.
So, in true Four Burly Men style, it was off to the after the ship, where we went to the summer house to have our usual cocktails, our nightcaps, which would tend to be strawberry daiquiris or pina coladas.
It was pina colada I had,
Pina
because that's my
colada night.
favourite.
Mhm.
But I have to say, it's funny, isn't it, how you sort of veer towards one bar
And
because
one
it becomes your
drink.
favourite.
Like, even though you've got all these drinks to choose from, you find one and you stick with it the whole cruise. Crazy.
Particularly since we learned to get our shorts separately,
Mhm.
get them, what's they called, naked?
Virgin. Get them virgin,
I was
and
close.
then get a shot of whatever goes in it, and then you can control how much goes in it. Because otherwise,
Much better.
it just tastes of alcohol.
Yeah.
Too much.
So, yeah, we always ended up there, and we watched The Journeyman, didn't we? One of your favourites.
Yeah, I do like The Journeyman.
And then bed.
And then bedtime. Yes. And then ready for tomorrow's journey,
Day 12.
which was Guadeloupe.
Guadeloupe.
Bit of a weird island. Never even heard of it before. But obviously more to come on that one. What did we do at
Yeah,
Guadeloupe?
we haven't got a lot to show you tomorrow, but we did go off around the town. We didn't do an excursion. We thought we'd go and explore the town, particularly as it's French and it's got a lot of French influence. So join us tomorrow to see how our day in Guadeloupe turned out.
So we hope you've enjoyed this video, and please join us for video day number 12 out of the 15. We hope you've liked this video, and if you do, please tell your friends about it. Remember to like and subscribe. If you see a little bell somewhere down there, please ring it for future content.
You can ring my bell. Let's end it. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. See you soon.